In this video, we will be covering multiplying integers and dividing integers. So here are a few key points to remember while multiplying integers. When you multiply two positive numbers, your result is positive. Now, when you multiply a positive by a negative, your output is negative. Even when you flip the signs, the result remains negative. But what happens when you multiply a negative by a negative? Well, your result becomes positive. Now let's do a couple examples multiplying integers. Consider the rules I mentioned. If we multiply negative 8 by positive 5, we get negative 40. Let's do another example. Notice how I use parentheses and a dot in these equations? They both mean multiplication. Now, because 9 and 8 are both negative, our answer becomes positive 72. For our next example, let's multiply positive 4 by negative 3. Since we're multiplying a positive number by a negative, our answer is negative 12. For our last example, we'll be multiplying positive 7 by negative 2, negative 5, and negative 3. Something to remember is when multiplying several integers, if there is an odd amount of negative factors, the answer will be negative. If there is an even amount of negative numbers, the answer will be positive. Let's start by multiplying the first two numbers, 7 and negative 2. We get negative 14. You then multiply this by the following number, negative 5. Since both values are negative, our answer is positive 70. Lastly, we multiply 70 by negative 3. So our final answer is negative 210. Now let's multiply negative 6 by 0. Because of the zero property, which states that any number multiplied by 0 is 0, this answer results in 0. Now let's do some examples dividing integers. If you notice the rules stated in the box for quotient of integers, they are very similar, if not exactly the same, to when multiplying integers, which is good because it makes it a lot easier to remember. So for our first problem, let's divide positive 6 by 3. Our answer is positive 2. Now let's divide negative 33 by 11. Because we're dividing a negative by a positive, our answer is negative 3. For our next example, let's divide two negative numbers, negative 45 divided by negative 6. Since both are negative, our answer becomes positive 9. Now let's divide 0 by 6. Because of the zero property rule, the answer is 0. But now let's say you divide 6 by 0. The answer becomes undefined because no number can be divided by 0.